Hi, I'm Carl Rogers. Talk to me. To be a good psychologist, you always got to think about the ethics. All your participants must be anonymous. No one knows who they are. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to make sure everything is transparent, because otherwise you can't ever be completely honest about your results, which can be problematic as results can become invalid.
Ignore the majority of their needs, as the reasons that you are doing the experiment is to get the results, not babysit. The end must always justify the means. Taking into account culture, religion, background can overcomplicate the end result. At the end of the day, a little bit of tweaking to get the results can go far.
To be a credible psychologist, you must empathise with your participants, as they are your principal concern. They must remain anonymous. Participants cannot be taken advantage of, as the general perception of psychologists is one of trust.
Alright, what you want to do if you're a good psychologist is not be automatically self-confirming, because you need to be very open-minded and ready to accept criticism in order to grow.
The best quality to have in a psychologist is an unquestioning devotion to your cause, to relentlessly back your hypotheses regardless of contradictory information. To be deterred from your hypotheses shows a lack of belief in yourself, and you don't support your cause.
To be understanding of people's situations and feelings is key when you hold the role of a psychologist. When you understand people's feelings and the situations that they're in, this means that participants are going to be more open, and then as a result, you will gain more access to more honest information.
An appropriate sampling method is always of importance, because the inappropriate sampling method can easily bias your results and render the whole study invalid. The sampling method is the method in which you gain an insight into the general population. The whole study is based around participants, and these participants must be representative.
It doesn't matter how many participants you actually use. The important thing is how well your results prove your theory. The best sampling method is opportunity sampling, as you don't have to waste your time dealing with people you don't want to talk to or associate with. That way, if only 5 or 10 people choose to take part, it doesn't really matter, because you have selected them especially so that they will prove your theory right. And even if they don't, you have enough participants, you know which way the study's going to go, so you can just make up the rest. Time is money at the end of the day.
It depends on your target population. Over 100 participants is usually a good starting point. It's good to use different sampling methods depending on the study, i.e. stratified sampling, which is the experiment gathering a proportion of relevant groups in the generalized population. For example, 51% men and 49% women.
Once I know the topic of research, I search through different articles and abstracts. If they appear to be based around the same topic area, I will read through the rest of the articles and critically analyse them to find out how they can be improved. By doing this, it helped with knowing what to include and what not to include when conducting my own research or experiments.
To pick a research topic, you must consider it carefully. Otherwise, you can end up spending valuable time when in fact you could just pick an easy topic and coast through the whole thing. You could be wasting time searching through different books and journal articles. The way forward would be to find one of these easy ones and stick with it.
In order to decide on a good research topic, I read around the research area and become immersed in the research in order to find out where the gaps are. I then construct research around those gaps in the research. From filling in these gaps, we can identify where psychology can benefit, and individuals' mental health can be better understood.
The methodology plays an important part, but there is no right or wrong answer as which one to use. However, you need to think about how you want to display your results and the sort of analysis you want to do, and this will help decide which methodology would work best for your experiment you are doing. Think hard about it because you don't want to waste time using the wrong methodology to realise that another would have worked better.
I would say to always use quantitative data, as working with numbers is easy to manipulate. If an experiment is going in the opposite way to your hypotheses, it's easier to come up with numbers to say that your theory is correct than to come up with 10 or 20 different opinions that suggest your theory is right.
It all depends on the type of experiment and research you're doing. There isn't a good or bad methodology. Each experiment or research project varies, and so will the methodology. With each experiment that you do, you will know which one to use, as one will work perfectly and others won't so much. It is up to you to decide which one to use, but usually the decision, well, it should come naturally,